Okay, we are going to be doing fraction review. I don't want to choose red, that's bad color. And the first thing that we need to deal with is operations with fractions. So in case you haven't done it, haven't remembered, the first problem that we're going to do is 1/2 times 9 plus 1/3 times 13. Well, because of PEMDAS, we have to do what's inside of the parentheses first. If you do not remember how to multiply by fraction or multiply fractions, first thing that I'm going to have to do is convert that second number to a fraction. So I'm going to rewrite it so it's a little bit clearer. 1/2 times 9/1 plus 1/3 times 13/1. It doesn't change anything by putting 9/1. It means I have 9 whole pieces, like 9 wholes. And so 9/1 is the same as 9. And then you just multiply across the top and across the bottom. 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 times 13 is 13. Plus, or 3 times 1 is 3. Now herein lies the problem though, because we can't just add those two fractions. And why can't we add those two fractions? Because they do not have the same denominator. These again are supposed to be review materials, but I know that if I don't have the same denominator, I can't put them together. So to make them be the same, well, the 2 is missing the 3 and the 3 is missing the 2. But the rule is what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So what did I do to the bottom of this side? Change the color. Well, to the bottom of this side, what I did is multiplied by 3. So I have to do that to the top. What did I do to the bottom of the other side? It won't let me change color. Well, that's no fun. What did I do to the bottom of the other side? I multiplied it by 2. So I'm going to have to put a multiply by 2 at the top. So let's just continue. I'm going to do the 9 times 3. I get 27. I'm going to do the 2 times 3. That makes the 6. Plus 13 times 2 is 26. 3 times 2 makes the 6. Now my denominators are the same. So I can bring it down. And that denominator is going to make it be the same 6. And I have to add 27 plus 26. Now hopefully doing my math in my head I can get it right. 6 plus 7 makes the 13. Carry the 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus the 1 I carried is 53/6. This is a mixed number. And our answer will need to be in not mixed number fashion. So that means I have to do 53 divided by 6. So how many 6's are in 53? Let's make a guess. It's obviously not 10. So 6 times 8. That will be 48. But 6 times 9 is 54. So this 53 is between 48 and 54. So that means my answer has to be 48. And yes, I know that's a little bit confusing, but it is supposed to be a review. So I'm hoping that you recognize, why is it not erasing? There we go. You recognize that this means I have 8 6's. Well, let's write that a little different. Let's ignore that. Let's review a little bit. So that 48, I'm going to put 48 plus 5/6. Do you see that 53 is 48 plus 5? So I just split it apart. Why did I do that? Because I know that 48/6 will reduce and be 8. And I'm left with that 5/6. So there's a lot of steps in this one, I understand. And fractions can be intimidating. But if you know one piece, you're going to know the rest of the pieces. So this is the answer to that first problem. Okay, let's go to the second problem. We have another one that is, well, let's get to the right pen. 6 1/2 times 1/4 in parentheses divided by 1/8. So there's several of things we got to deal with again here. I cannot multiply those because this has to all be one fraction so that I can multiply. So that means I have to do 2 times 6 plus 1. So 2 times 6 plus 1. So I have 6 1/2 times 1/4. So I'm doing 6 times 2 plus 1. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 1/2 times 1/4. Continuing to bring down each step that I can deal with one at a time. I know how to convert that to a mixed number, which is the opposite of what we just did a minute ago. So that means I have 13/2 times 1/4. Again, one step at a time to deal with it. Now I'm going to multiply across the top and across the bottom. 13 times 1 is 13. 2 times 4 is 8. I don't need my parentheses anymore because I've solved everything inside of it. Divided by 1/8. Now, divided by means to flip to reciprocal. So if you remember, that's 13/8 times, and I'm going to flip it, 8/1. All of these are individual steps. We are still not done because I still have to multiply. 13 times 8 is a little bit difficult, so I'm going to go over to the side. 13 times 8, that is 4. Carry the 2. That is 104. 104 over 8 times 1 I can do in my head. Because I know that I tend to make mistakes, I'm going to do that 13 times 8 again. I get 24, 104. Perfect. So we want the answer as a mixed number, or as a whole number, so I have to divide it. Well, guess what? 104 divided by 8, we just proved it, guys, is 13. Let's see. 8 into 10 is 1. I get 8. Carry it down, you get 20. Oh, this is a 4. This B again. 24, 13. So my answer checks. The answer to that one is 13. A lot of work. Individual steps, but this is preparing you and continuing on that 2-step equations that we've been doing. If you know one step, you just keep going until it stops. You cannot do anything else of the little pieces that you know. All right, my lovelies, now it's our favorite part, which is those word problems. We've got word problem, real world scenario part 1. So Dana is serving fruit pizza at her pool party. There are 14 friends coming to the party. Each fruit pizza has 8 slices, and she wants everyone, including herself, to have 3 pieces. So how many fruit pieces should she buy? Okay, so I'm going to write down some information. I have 14 friends. And you know what? I like food. So plus me. So that means there are 15 people total. Okay. She wants everyone to have 3 pieces each. So this is important information. And a pizza has 8 slices. So this means that somehow I have to get enough pizzas to cover all the pizzas. So what's the first thing that I need to know? I need to know how many pieces I need. I'm going to do 15 people times the 3 pieces each. So 15, carry the 1. I need 45 pieces total. Okay? But there's 8 slices per pizza. So one pizza has 8. It's not enough. 8 plus 8, 16. Not enough. Nope. 8 plus 8 plus 8. That's 3 pizzas. Equals 24. Not enough. I'm doing repeated addition, so I'm going, oh gosh, guys, I could just divide or I could multiply. So let's say 8 times 5. Let's try that first. 8 times 5 is 40. Is that enough? No. So 8 times 6 is 48. Is that enough? Yes. So how many pizzas do we need? We need 6 pizzas to feed everyone. So there is your part 2. Or part 1, real world scenario part 1. We're going to go to part 2. Real world. Pat is cooking enough lentils, I think those are beans, for lentil barley soup and lentil salad. The lentil barley soup calls for 3/4 of a cup of dried lentils. So 3/4 cup dried lentils. Notice as I'm writing the problem, I'm reading it and kind of writing it down. I need that. The lentil salad recipe calls for 1 1/2 cups of dried lentils. And, oh, so that's the total that she needs, but she only has a scoop. That's 1/8 of a scoop. 1/8 of a cup. So, in other words, she doesn't have she doesn't have the right size scoop. When I'm cooking, I have the right size scoops, but maybe hers melted in the dishwasher. So let's find out how many total lentils that she needs. Okay, well, I'm already seeing that I can't add, right? Because this is a different number than this. So I have to change them again, right? I need to turn that 1/2 into a 1/4. So I have already covered that. Let's see if it'll let me. 2/4 is the same as 1/2, right? So that's almost there. But I have a mixed number as well. See, I've got that 1. So I got to do a little work off to the side. Whoops, I erased it. So I need to change 1 2/4 into how many fourths that is. Well, I'm going to do 4 times 1 plus 2. So 4 times 1 is 4 plus the 2. I need 6/4 of dried lentils for here. So I know that you guys can't erase like the same way that I can because my thing is magical. But 6/4 then is the same as 1 1/2. And now I can add. So 3/4 and 6/4 means that I need 9/4 cup of dried lentils. But the problem is I only have 1/8 of a scoop. So how can I solve this? Well, the only way that I can think of to solve this is to change this into an 8. And in the problems that we did before, I'm going to change my color. Problems that we did before, if I change it to an 8 by multiplying by 2, then I also have to multiply the top by 2. And that should work. So then I have 1/8 of a cup like I want, but I have 18. Oh my gosh, this person better make sure that they are counting, because if they miscount, they're going to mess it up. So how many scoops of dried lentils will Pat need to have enough for the soup and the salad? Look, I did all this work, and it wants different answers. So what are you being asked to find is the first question. So 1, we're being asked to find how many scoops. Does Pat need? And second, write an expression. Oh boy. So if I go up here and I start adding, how did I do that? It looks like I added, but I also kind of divided. So let's try that. Let's say I added, the original problem was 3/4 plus, what, 1 1/2? But then I had to figure out divided by 1/8. That's a little difficult to type. So if you're typing, I'm going to change this to black so that you know if I'm typing. Your typing will be parentheses 3/4 plus 1, this is a space, 1/2 parentheses divided by 1/8. Okay? I know that that's difficult to do when you're typing on a computer. And then, so that's our expression. And so let's go back to the color that we had. The third step that it wants is to do this. Is it even asking for a solution? Yes, it asks for a solution at the end. And that would mean Pat needs 18 scoops. These are challenging, but we've got to master working with our fractions. That's what we need the most practice at. We continue to look at it, breaking it down into these smaller pieces that you guys have done, that most of you have mastery of, and just focusing on one little step, one little detail at a time.